Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Heavenly Delusion, episode 12, and I think I've figured it out. I think I have cracked this case wide open. I'm not positive because this show is weird and there are lots of things still hidden and things that I'm still not certain about, but I think I figured it out. Before we get to that, I was very confident last time in saying that I would watch that one episode and then watch the next two back to back, and people in the Discord and comments were kind of giving mixed signals about that, implying that it might be a little bit more than I want to bite off and try to chew, that there might be a lot of details and bits and pieces in these couple of episodes, and I'm going to listen, and we will play this by ear. If I feel like I'm up for it, then we'll go for both episodes and knock it right out, and if not, then we'll just stick with the one and keep this slow roll burning, because that is one of the things that this show has definitely done well, is keep a slow roll burning. And I have to say that having the time in between to think things through lets things percolate, and over the course of the past week, things have percolated, and some interesting stuff has emerged. Right after watching the episode, the night after and the day after that, I couldn't stop sort of thinking about it. And looking back, I wish that I could look back and be like, oh, there's one scene that clicked everything together and triggered all of these thoughts to click, 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 click. But it wasn't like that. It was like a general feeling and then sort of mulling things over. And then I had a realization about a possibility. And once I realized that possibility, it was like everything else clicked into place around it. So, I will first say that if you are for some reason watching this without having watched the entirety of Heavenly Delusion, there are probably something like spoilers in the next couple of minutes of me speaking, and I'll put a timestamp in post so that you can go ahead and skip all that stuff. However, I haven't actually gone and verified any of this. I haven't gone back to any previous episodes to look at any of the stuff that would confirm or deny any of these things. I felt like I might as well do a couple of those things if I feel like I'm up for it, if I feel like that's the right idea here in the beginning with you along with, so that we can be on the same page about it. But I'm unspoiled for any additional content. This is all just what my brain has put together. So, like, this is the same sort of stuff that I might say as speculation at the end of a discussion, except this time I'm pretty sure that I'm right. So, let's give it a shot. I've been mulling over this morning how I want to approach this, because I do want to kind of blow it open and see what we can see inside, sort of crack open the geode and look at the crystals. But there are so many moving parts and pieces that I'm not sure how to attack it. But I'll start off by saying this. I've talked at least twice at fair length about a storytelling and filmmaking technique where you put two scenes on opposite sides of a wall, and using the wall and the camera, you imply very strongly that the two scenes are happening right next to each other in close proximity simultaneously. And then you reveal later down the line, after you've used that assumption to build a bunch of tension, you reveal that they are in fact not in the same place. The example that comes to mind immediately is when Tokyo is in the baby room area and there's all this spooky stuff going on and they're about to open a door, but it's a different place and she's already gone and safe, right? Okay. And I said at that point, man, we could do something like that. Like, our characters on the outside, Maru and Kiriko, could be like searching all over for these facilities, and these facilities could be on the fucking moon. They could be nowhere. They could just be like an endless wild goose chase. And I was very, very close. But the thing that I think separates our two stories, the characters, the children inside the facility, and Maru and Kiriko as they're searching in this destroyed world outside the facility, is not distance, is not space, is not even the wall itself, but is the other great gap: time. It's all about time. And once I thought about this, it all makes way too much sense. I believe that all of the scenes that we have seen inside the facility are happening pre-Calamity, and all of the scenes, obviously, with Maru and Kiriko are post-Calamity, 15 years or whatever later. we have been trapped in this trick, this cinematographic and storytelling trick from the very outset of the story. By presenting these two stories simultaneously, there's this implication that they're happening at the same time, but there are all sorts of things that don't make sense about that. All sorts of things that don't quite line up. But because it's so strange and there are so many other supernatural things going on with the Hiruko and the calamity itself and all of these questions to mull over, I think in that shotgun pattern of all these different weirdnesses, I lost track of the simple things that don't quite make sense. The facility itself existing in its current state in a destroyed world doesn't really make sense, does it? Where would they be getting the power? It's possible, but it doesn't quite make sense. Where did they get a new batch of healthy children? Doesn't quite make sense. And then I think the thing in the last episode that really got me thinking is we've got these 3 workmen working on the electronics infrastructure of the facility. And they're all wearing like normal street clothes. Like they go back outside and back to their homes and back to their lives. And my internal assumption was like, oh, they live here. They're live in the facility. They just live here. They exist here. But that doesn't quite make sense either, does it? So then I started thinking, if the events of now actually happened a decade and a half ago, what might have changed in between, and what might have happened to the people that we've gotten to know? And that's where it cracks wide open. And I think we're going to go back to previous episodes and skim through and find a couple of pieces of evidence and information to kind of link this up. We're going to come back here. Scene 2. I think it might be. And this is Doc with glasses. I'm pretty sure that this is Doc. I thought I'd figured out more than I had. For some reason, I thought that Taka, the athletic child, was Robin. I thought that his name was Robin. I'm wrong on that. So I've pieced together a thing incorrectly. But there's one other character that I think we can identify. Look at his eye color. And then, more importantly, this scene. Ain't that familiar? And then, instead of going and playing with everybody else, this scene. Ain't that familiar and tinkering with technology? And Mimihime's connection to him, and her connection to the dead. I think Mimihime is somehow out of time in a spiritual way, and is connected to the spirits of these people. When Dr. Usami dies, it's a familiar figure who comes and joins her and grabs her hand. Taller than she is, male, larger hand, but not an old man. She sees him as she knows him, because that's how he appears to her when he's just a spirit. Now it's a scene of him crying, but we've chosen the exact same color for his eyes. There's one more that we can identify with great certainty, and that is Maru. Maru's one of the twin babies. He's Tokyo's child, and he's either whatever the fuck they are. He's one of the twin babies, born from their generation. And somehow that has imbued him with the power to fix all of this. Who is the woman who dropped him off? It's almost certainly one of the different black-haired girls that we've met in the facility. It might be Anzu. I don't think it's Kuku because the facial features were different. I think it's Anzu. And then there's the word, Hiruko. It's what all of the children were called, and some of them felt like they remembered it. As though they're being called to become what we know Hiruko as now. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen next. Is some of these children are going to be unleashed onto the world as monstrosities. How, why, mechanics involved, unknown. But they were called combatants, and I believe the world is about to become their battlefield. They've been raised and grown, that grown and genetically engineered, or whatever the hell has been happening here to make a new form of superhuman. And I think the idea is to release that upon the world and let the future come. Let the change happen. Let the destruction occur. And heaven will be born from it eventually. All of it has to happen probably on the day of fate, probably as a result of the test that has just begun. So that's my take. We are 15 years after the events within the facility. We have been tricked and bamboozled this entire time, and pleasingly so. There are many things that still do not quite line up for me. Not all the characters are placeable, not all of them make sense. But enough does, and I'm probably wrong about a bunch of things too, enough clicks that I am almost certain that the thing that separates our two stories is time. Woo! Ow, ow! Oh, last wrinkle, I think, is that Doc with the glasses was the brain transplanting Doc, right? Click, 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 click. So now we're approaching a facility, and we know that Robin is patrolling it, guarding it, waiting for somebody to return. Not sure how he fits into things yet. Because I thought I understood because I thought he was one of the children. And it would make sense because he's like a cool fighter and stuff. But I actually don't think he is now, having looked through all of the episodes for evidence that he might be. I don't think he is. So that goes out the window, and I don't know how Robin is involved. I still don't know how this calamity turned global. I don't know how it all fucking collapsed after like 30 kids get released and some of them turn into monsters. I'm guessing that some of them keep turning into monsters over time. Like they can hold off the disease for a while, and then they go. Like the one who brought Maru. She was already succumbing to it. What's the serum or the vial? And how do some of them get out of here safe? Because I think that the two scientists, the one who's been made new director and the doctor, are going to do their plan to try to make something different happen, to try to throw a monkey wrench into the works. And I wonder if that's going to have to do with getting Tokyo's babies out safe. But I don't know. Okay, that's the whole shebang. I'm going to draw something. Okay, that's mostly coherent. I think I got most of the shading on the edges sort of right, I think. Sort of. I started out by thinking about the sort of lattice thing that appears when Maru sticks his hand into somebody and blah, 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 and that thing and then becomes a hand or becomes Maru inside the thing. So I started off with that as the idea, and then I made it goopy a little bit, like Hiroko goo, and then I had fun just sort of procedurally generating little squiggles and stuff. It's so cool to me always how whenever you draw anything that's optical illusion-y, like here the optical illusion is the depth and the layers going in and out of each other. Anytime you draw anything optical illusion-y, there's a period where the first marks are on the paper and you're like, I don't really see it, it's not really working. And then you sort of finish it and it pops. And it's just, oh yeah, that pops. Especially on camera, I think it like with my eye, I can see more of the scritchiness and the hatch marks and the pencilness, but from afar, it kind of just looks like a textured thing with goo and stuff. I'm very pleased with that. All right, with the drawing done, there's nothing to do but to watch episode 12 of Heavenly Delusion, titled Soto no Soto, Outside of the Outside. Looks like we're gonna break down the walls and find out if my theory about exactly what's separating our stories is correct. Again, I'm pretty sure about this, but this show is weird, and it can do weird things, and it might pull a second layer of rugs out from under me. So I'm excited to watch the episode. People seem to be pretty pumped about this one, and have implied that there's lots of detail and information. So I'm gonna have a fresh piece of paper down for any notes that I might want to take, and I'm gonna watch the episode. Thanks for joining me. Welcome to the penultimate episode of Heavenly Delusion. I hope you've been enjoying it so far. Let's see what gets revealed here as the test begins. The combatants engage in combat, I'm expecting. There will be two versions of this reaction video. You can find a picture-in-picture version with the video there, linked in the description down there, and a time-based version up on YouTube. There will be early access to the next one, if there is a next one, or to the next show that we end up watching afterward, available on the Patreon, linked in the description, and hit the subscribe button while you're down there. Episode 12. Beep beep timer. Oh, so the other stuff is going at the same time. She doesn't know. Is that the same announcement? Mm. Mm. Something just changed. Yay! Is this a dream? This is after. So that was a dream. This is after giving birth. Alone. Ah. Hmm. Little snap snap. This guy's gonna fall. Abunai. Abunai. Mina's gone down. The sanctum is locked? Full blue screen windows. They're all chanting like they're robots. The little kids are all Abunai, Abunai. Did Mina break? What's that rumbling? Whoa. So he didn't do this. The sky is falling. Looks like outside is coming here. What future awaits us? Mmm. Mmm. I'm really excited. This is cool. Okay, back to the outside. Man, what a hanged cliff. Mmm. Reunions incoming. What was that, I wonder? We're doing a lot of little meaningfully meaningless scenes. Oh, it's an open air market. There's people. Yeah. Oh, follow your nose. It always knows. Oh, one chip. What does she see? Hi-yo. Illegal. Huh. Somebody's trying to rebuild. It's right over there. Ah, it looks like a DMV. We've mentioned it once before, right? She seems to be working though. This actually looks like it is a DMV. Yeah, but it might actually be shady under the surface, right? My guy. It's a DMV. Filling out paperwork. This is crazy. Oh yeah, what do you do? MF. What what did they used to be? Are they pieces of microchips? Mm. Mm. I'm suddenly scared. I used to know him a while ago. Whoa, 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 whoa. They have phones? And Robin has a phone as well? The chief? He won't recognize that. He'll know Kiriko, right? That's the plant that he's at. It's a filtration plant. That makes sense. Okay, snap two. Oh. Just take an abandoned building. That's so cool. True. What's going on with Maru? He seems a little off. Ah, because she's being off. I think you should take Maru with you, man. I'm real scared. I hope you got your laser blaster. What's that scene with him with the belt earlier? Oh. Security. Nobody's abused their authority in this place yet? Like, this is beautiful. Holy shit. We're really building this up. Because he means everything to her. But that was years ago. Like, holy shit. Yo, he'll recognize her. Yeah. But she's fucking dead. Oh, shit. Okay, so that implies that he has something to do with the brain cutting thing, but I don't think he does. Okay, we're back in the facility. Shit's going crazy. Oh, the scar! He got clonked in the head. He's Doc. Babies. It did descend from the sky. Dude, it's something strange. The sandwich. I think it's her. So the baby, what's coming? Oh my god. What fell on top of the facility? Or was the facility built all underground? Danger, 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 danger. Oh. Okay. She's worried that she only sees it as a dream. Okay, separated. They're never gonna see each other again. Leaving her. Oh my god! You kidding? Boom. She is determined to survive this bullshit. And she will not. Oh shit. System's not coming back online. So one of them's a Hiriko baby and one of them's different. Fuck! Sure. Oh, it's only just beginning. But this wasn't part of the plan, not part of nobody's plan. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, we're back in time. Okay. Ibaraki facility. He returns. Okay, he didn't just run away. Whoa, 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 whoa. Well, yeah. Yeah, like how the fuck are you alive, dude? But also, she's not her. She's... Okay, so we've just skipped through. The shatter over her head is really interesting. Got any knowledge of... Got any knowledge of brain transplant tech? He believes. Shit. So it was all just timing. Do you know anything more about that? Okay, we knew that he had been through. Carrot babies. No, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, it's building a real thing, and he's right at the center of it in some ways. Okay. Okay. It's always steam. I don't trust this. I'm spooked now. I'm spooked now. Wait, the tomato just split on its own? The fuck was that? Oh, no, Mime Hime is not doing rock, paper, scissors. She's just going in. Is that the space that she was in? Dear tomato. Genetically engineered tomato. Okay. Seems reasonable. I'm a little spooked still. No, it isn't. No, it fucking isn't. It's your only person that you've trusted. She left the gun? Are you joking? Are you joking, Goo? Go after her, Maru. You gotta. Are you joking, Goo? Ah, ah. Oh no. We're back in time again. We're making the jumps are shorter and shorter now. I feel like we're gonna bring it all together. Walking, walking. What was douchebag? I think that was a miss sub. What the fuck is his smile, man? Oh, man. Holy shit, it is just straight up outside. The wide world. And this place has been bashed in. Yeah. That's very familiar. Isn't it? Oh no, he wasn't going. Oh boy. Bye. Oh shit, man. Gotta go after her, man. Is he gonna rape her? Is that where this is going? Whoa, what? Ah. What is he trying to accomplish here? Ah. Ah. Ah, that's the most horrifying rug pull. Fuck, man. Hmm. I'm upset. Does it seem to you like it's more than just his lust and perversion here, though? It seems like he's trying to accomplish something. Like, maybe he's just trying to torture Haruki. Was he always like this? He was probably always like this. Picking up groups of kids? Oh! Not the kind of rug pull I expected. Ah. Well, okay, the last couple minutes of this episode are really hard to watch and extremely gross. During the ending portion, I asked my one question about that, My fundamental question about it is this just Robin following through with lust and perversion? Or is there something more sinister that he's attempting to accomplish by forcing Haruki to be, like, aware of what he's doing to his sister's body? It seems like he's trying to trigger something almost, but it also seems like he just wants this. Either way, I don't think we need to, like, hone in on a horrifying, awful adult raping a teenager. It's not good. It's got layers to it too, because this is Haruki inside of that body, not sexually active, doesn't understand what's happening really, and wham. This isn't like King of Hotels and Maru, where they're two people the same age and they're both actually coherent with their body. And Haruki on the inside is much younger than Kiriko's body on the outside. So there are like a lot of layers that make this even more fucked up than it could otherwise be. And I don't feel the need to focus in on it. Well done in being absolutely horrifying and gross and stuff. I don't much love that it's horrifying and gross and stuff, but there it is. And I think that if you're going to try to convey horrifying and gross and stuff, this did a pretty good job of that. With that said, let's turn our attention to the rest of the episode. There are a bunch of things that lead in and make me convinced that my theory is mostly correct. I believe that Doc inside the facility becomes Doc outside the facility. I believe the four that leave are all characters who are out there in the world. So I think it's Anzu, the dark-haired one, I believe is the one who brings Maru to Kiruko. I believe that Shiro is Dr. Usami. I believe, and I don't know about the other two. I don't know what has happened to Mimihime, and I don't know about Taka either. I just don't know. Initially, I thought that Taka was Robin. I'm glad that that's not the case now that we find out that he's the worst ever. This episode is interesting, but it doesn't hit me over the head with a bunch of information in the way that I was kind of expecting from the way that people spoke about it, and that's totally fine. Let's go through it. As the episode was going, I get a couple of things. There's tonally a lot of scenes without music and with just ominous background in them. And I think that builds a feeling of, like, not quite calm before the storm, but waiting for the hammer to fall, or in this case, the sky to fall. Like something's about to happen or is happening. And then when stuff is actually happening, it's not like we jump into and it's active. It's like, it's going on in the background. It's like we can't really grasp what's happening. We don't really understand it. And I think that's really interesting too. There's a bunch of, like, pre-horror scenes that would lead up into horror scenes, yeah? Even from the start, when Tokyo has the little dream awakening and then the reawakening and she's alone and going through the facility and it's strange and uncertain. And then the tone and pace as we're walking through different places with Maru and Kiruko, it's slow in the way that you slowly approach a cliff that you don't see and you fall off it. It's strange. It's a strange feeling episode. It feels very unique. And a lot of it feels very careful. Things like the tomato splitting, little symbolic things. I think I called them meaningfully meaningless scenes. Like the scene where Maru is sitting there sort of looking down at his hands and he lets a belt slip through his hands and it slips through and falls to the ground. That scene, like, means nothing. If you want to, like, dive into it, he's holding on to something and it slips out of his hands. And, if we dive in, then maybe that's his relationship with Kiruko as she is going off to see Robin, right? And he's like, well, okay, this is the way that it is, and this is who she's obsessed with, and that's the way that it's going to be. But there are a few scattered scenes that are kind of like that don't really mean anything. And yet, because they're there, you have to grapple with them. And they set things apart and they create vibes and they create feelings. It's interesting. It's an interestingly constructed episode. Okay, this is such a classic dream. You wake up and you can't find your clothes. That's amazing. But in the dream, the announcement, and then the same announcement. I'll just borrow from Mimihime. Hey kids, everybody want to go outside? Wow, yay, woohoo! Oh, wait, the test? Then she really awakens. There's this feeling. You ever take a nap when you don't normally take naps, and you wake up and it's like, what time is it? Where am I? What year is it? It's like a little discombobulated. There's that kind of a feeling, and that's where we sort of start off, is in this almost emerging from a trance. Suddenly you're back and gotta get your bearings. But what you're getting your bearings on is a facility that's in chaos. Do this slow spiraling cut. No one understands what the test is going to be, but we're all going to get to hang out. And the little kids come out one by one and stare up at the sky and go, danger, 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 robot systems activated. What the fuck is going on here? What is this?
Abunai.
Abunai, Abunai. Mina's all down, all fried. Half her bits are going horizontal and the other half are going vertical. Everything is Windows blue screens. You should not have built your entire... Okay, so as somebody who's worked in technology spheres, like I don't use it very frequently, but I have a computer science degree. It is insane to build a custom, underground, private, secret security surveillance system on a fucking Windows back. but it's also exactly the kind of thing that a bunch of old fucks who think they can create the future would do. It's exactly what they would do. You know they'd be running XP, motherfucker. Or NT. Oh my god, I bet it's NT. Holy shit. Everything's locked down and shut down and screwed, and we have no idea why. This is the part that's like a really big wrinkle. Is it literally a plane just crashes into the facility and blows everything to smithereens on the day of the test? This isn't the foretold day? Did a meteor fall? Like, actually? I don't think so. It didn't look like it. So what the fuck happened? Even the vending machines are offline. This is also a warning about IoT and connected technology. Don't do it. Abunai! 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 So the little ones, they all run, they know. And then, boom. It shakes everything. Something falls. It's like the top of a building? Like maybe if this is a structure that has more of a building up on top of it, it's the top of that falling down in, potentially? But like, I don't know. It doesn't look like it's a part of a plane. And we squished that sandwich. Childhood, poof. Innocence gone, and we're gonna be getting rid of more innocence by the end of this episode. This cut of the power lines up here and following them is interesting because we see it again later going much faster. It's interesting. And same with the walking. So she's walking with the picture. I actually think that this scene is happening after the fact. Like, this scene is happening when they've separated, and she's going on her own to see Robin. And he's sitting there looking at the belt, and it slips between his fingers, and that's symbolic a little bit. And then we cut, and here we are. Because now they're back together, and they find a village, a whole town, a civilization, people, books, the whole thing, bigger than the sort of corrupty one that we found that one time. It's like amazing. We learned that we need some money. I'm interested in what the little plastic bits inside the wooden chips are. I can't really tell. My first thought was that they would be like pieces of microchips and stuff, pieces of computer boards, but they're all different colors, so I really don't know. Some things just get reborn. The DMV is still the DMV is still the DMV. But yeah, there are children. There are people. It's kind of amazing. Haruki Takehaya. So, tap, tap, tap. And then later she grabs and crumples up the paper, right? We'll see what that is later. But that is, fundamentally, it's a rejection that you are still Haruki. Yeah? You're Kiruko now. And Robin tries to, like, drill that into his head. Or into her head. Applying for myself. I wonder why we focused in on that a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, what were these lines in the chips? Or maybe they're just pieces of wood, but then they've been crafted with little designs on them. Oh, okay, they're just hard to replicate, probably. Can you find this man? And they sure do. So then we're back to walking. We're already on our way there, Inazaki Robin. And then we're running. They've got phones. The chief. A young woman called Kiruko, because that's the one that she turns in, is Kiruko. She is talking to herself a lot. She doesn't address Maru at all throughout this. She's found what she was looking for, and now it just doesn't matter. Like, of course, if they actually talk about it, she'll be like, yeah, of course, I'm still your bodyguard. I'm going to go find heaven with you, all that jazz. But she's really focused on what she's focused on. And he's kind of doing something really mature and cool by not zoning in on that and, like, making a big deal of it. But, oh, it is noticeable. Already the separation is occurring. And already he's looking down. So civilized. And then he talks. You've been talking to yourself. It's fine, you wanted to go alone. And she apologizes, but we still don't make eye contact. I know you can't help it. He might actually be there. Just go see if he's real. He waits. My thought right here was, here you've got adults in a position of power, right? They're checking over people, waving wands over people. This is like a classic sexual assault situation. This is a classic corruption, abuse of authority. Same with the DMV guy. Maybe not sexually, but like in some other manner. But we've had none of that in this town. It feels safe. It feels really safe. And that's a cool trick. It's an evil trick. This scene where we cut through a bunch of little things as she's running. I don't know what the fire is. But then this in the water is beautiful, shimmering face back and forth. And there he is. Robin, Robin, Robin. This idea of a person. And he sees her as her, and he freaks the fuck out. And then dials it back, pulls it all together. Why does he initially freak out like this? We don't get to find out. Bam, bloody skull. He's got the scar now. And the babies have been switched. They're mixed up and he can't tell which is which. So the plan had to have been to take one of them out and try to fix things or change things that way. Like one of them is different than the other. But now they're mixed up. So I wonder if the right one is actually in the right place. Or if Maru is not the one he's supposed to be. You know? But we haven't tied it together to see how it all connects yet. Is this what the director spoke of? Is this the prophecy? Fuck no. Fuck no. It's an attack. These two together. So two sort of couples. The tomatoes on the vine ripe. I wonder what compels Hime to go check out the wall. Because she didn't get the outside message or anything like that. I wonder why she's like so focused on it. Director reveals that she's an absolute liar and is still taken down by the rubble, but I'm not gonna believe that she's gone yet. And the babies have been swapped. I can just have them tested, so he marks a baby, and we'll see which baby comes out. This is this is like a really silly joke in the middle of all this. What's happening? We're figuring it out. God damn it! So we hone on the tomatoes, the tomatoes, the tomatoes. Actually, hold on. Wasn't like our first scene in episode 1 the same tomatoes? Yeah, it is. Okay. So ripening on the vine and then overripe they burst. Hmm. Hmm. And I believe that they were doing the genetic engineering on the plants here as well, but they figured something else out too. Or that was a cover. I've always wondered if there was something beyond the wall. And then we cut back. We're doing this like acceleration of the way that we switch back and forth between them, which feels like building. A plant growing out of a tube. Ah. There's no hint. There's no sign. He masks well. That's the worst. That it made us feel safe because nobody was overstepping, because people were like treating each other with respect in this town. That he's a part of it and an authority figure and respected in the town. It's the kind of position that predators go for. To be looked up to be loved. It really deeply disgusts me. It really deeply disgusts me. It's such a deep betrayal. And I have to wonder, he does it with such ease. He was probably already planning to do this to Kiriko at some point. And maybe to Haruki too. Like maybe it's not about gender, maybe it's about power. He does say Haruki, Haruki, Haruki. Yeah. And this crack on the window. Fuck, man. Like the broken skull. Ah, I see. I'm clearly looking at Kiriko, but with Haruki's facial tics. It's the brain, huh? Would have been possible if it was Sakota's work. Don't know where he is. Lost him. Came back and it was gone. A bunch of other things happened. I met Usami. He seems excited by that. He wants to see if she's still alive. It's like friendly. Nothing evil about it. And even here when he is comforting, not a hint. Genetically engineering plants. They grew like crazy. It grew into a town. It's wonderful. It's getting cold. I know, I know. And then we do this scene, and now it's not okay. It was all okay up until this scene. The lines, the jagged, like, jagged features, the lighting from behind, and the bit of red to it. How does this become so sinister so quickly? Just take things slowly. It's been 5 years. But he's getting her alone and getting her naked. Split. The tomato splits. Mimihime goes in, and they'll emerge on the other side. Tells her how to do it, everything. I knew he was the best. Sinister. Robin made it all possible. I was scared for my life. But it's fine now because I'll have Robin. Everything's fine. He's safe. He's safety. Sickening. It's pretty sickening. The show gives us hope because Maru leaves. He wonders at whether he should go after her. And he's done that before, right? He showed up and come in clutch before. And so is she. in turn. But he decides to give her respect and space. Goes and gets food. But her clothes have been stolen. Oh, it's okay. Come in just like that. And we flash to red faster and faster and faster. This space, man, with all the broken walls. I think this is where she ended up in her dream time. So he doesn't take the gun, he takes the pot. Kiriko. Bad start. Wrong name. Wrong name again. You're both really interesting kids. Yeah, for some reason, there's a frame that says douchebag. I think that's a translator's mistake, which is funny. But it happens right at the right time when I was already completely fully suspicious of this asshole. So that's fine. It didn't end up destroying my experience of the thing, but holy shit, what a sinister expression. And he reaches out and grabs her. Flashback. He pulls her through and they come through on the other side. All the character framing is really clever to be as gross as possible without showing stuff. I'm glad I picked up the two of you. So I think this is what his game was to run the like go-kart thing to make money and then abuse the kids on the side, and some of them go missing. It's a complicated world out there. Kids go missing all the time. And suspicions fell on Doc, right? Because he's not talkative, he's not charismatic, he doesn't mask the same way. I think that's what he was doing. I think this is a lifelong predator. I think this guy's a monster. We know he's a monster. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Fuck, man. Welcome to the outside world. And it's just a roof. It's just a roof. It's just a facility. Under the guise of genetically engineering plants, I assume. She collapses, and they're left staring up at the sky. Very familiar. But I don't think that she is... Well, maybe she is. She could be. And Usami could have lied about how they found each other. Do you think that the girl who was there was Mimihime? I think it could have been. But I don't know. Again, gets approached by women, turns them down. We cut between the pot, eating alone, and the candle. And the true horror. There are sounds. We do some of it in shadow as he's gently stroking her body and must have had it rough. In a way, the, like, gentleness is the worst part of it. Because he, like, wants there to be a connection here. He, like, wants you to know what's happening. There's no, like, oh, just pretend it's not happening and you'll get over it or anything like that. He's like, this raises a question. He seems more interested in the psychological torture than the physical sex. Robin, whatever you're doing, please stop. So sinister. Just a little experiment. He gets up close. He's like licking and biting and stuff. Who's in there? It's me. It's Haruki. Are you now? So we look in the mirror, and it's Haruki, and then it isn't. It's Kiriko. It's the body that you inhabit now. And now there's like a cuck fantasy bullshit thing happening here where he wants to NTR him. It's like, no, I want those tags gone. Shouldn't you save her? So this is where there's like, is he trying to make Haruki emerge into a Hiruko? I don't think so. I think he just wants to create despair. Here you are, unable to fix the problem. Stop it. Why? Whose body? Tell me, Haruki, Haruki, Haruki. Crumpling up Haruki. Robin, don't do that. Look in the mirror. So you can watch what I'm gonna do to your sister. We do this scene, sprinting through, right? Which could be Maru running. We can hope. These two looking up at the sky. Very familiar, isn't it? No one's there to stop this. And so it happens. Hands, hands, hands. All connected. So this wasn't really an information bomb, but it was an emotional whammy. And I'm a little drained by that. When I finished the episode, I was getting ready to talk through it. I was pretty sure that I wanted to watch the next one along with, because I didn't think that I was going to burn through too much brain power here. And I haven't, I don't think. But I have burned through some emotional energy. It's tough. This is tough. I'm torn because I feel emotionally drained by the end of that episode, and I don't want to be emotionally drained going into the last one. But at the same time, the thing that has drained me emotionally is still ongoing. So I have this feeling, it's not true, but I have this feeling like if I leave it here, then she's stuck there under him for the week. And that, I don't like that. But I'm stuck because I really want to be like fully here and fully on it for the final episode. I think it's going to be a lot. It's just a pick your poison of which kind of a lot I want to deal with. Okay, I've decided. I want this to be the best reaction possible, but I can't leave Kiriko there. I care too much. So we're going to watch episode 13 of Heavenly Delusion, and maybe it'll start right out of the gate. Sometimes it's like this with cliffhangers, and Mara will show up and everything will be just fine. Or maybe it won't. Maybe it'll never be fine again. Not in the same way. But I'm ready to finish this off, see what happens, and watch episode 13, The Journey Continues and Begins, a title that I think makes perfect sense. Maru and Kiriko's journey continues, but we are just finding out how the journey began on the other side of the story. Let us, for the last time, begin episode 13 of Heavenly Delusion. Looks like we're getting the OP at the beginning, which means it's going to be a big long stretch of uninterrupted delusion at the end. Thank you so much for joining me through this incredible experience. It's been insane. For the last time, let's dive into it. Beep beep timer for episode 13. Was that dark red frame always there with something like swimming through it? It's like the first, I think I noticed it last time, but I hadn't noticed it before that. Same with the wall with the, like, hands at the bottom. I think those are new. Me too. Okay, here we go. Big sky. Whoa. Not temp controlled. Hmm. She did say, gotta do what your heart says, is what she said. That's right. That's right, you would have no idea. There were no bugs in there, right? Living things, creatures. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're splitting up again. Oh, no response. He's going with Mimihime. Where Mimihime goes, he follows. This is the moment. There's the moment. He didn't have time to test. Okay. Of course not. Yeah, that too. Looked pretty deep 15 years from now. To take over. Oh, to execute the Noah project. The little switch. Okay. It's been more than a day. Oh no, Maru. She's just chained up in there being abused, dude. Oh, that's so hard. Don't turn back, man. That's one of the guys that was with him. It's different this time. He's going. He'll fight. Yep. Nope and nope. Okay, no comms. Let's go, Maru. Fuck, it's too late. It'll never be the same again. But he's coming. He's coming. Got authorization right here, motherfucker. Not quite. That's Tokyo Jeans, dude. Oh, no. Oh, no. Spiderweb. Yeah, why? That's the curious part to me, too. Oh, the color. Like Maru does. No, it's him. Oh, it is Maru. Hi. He's been a fighter. Hi. You messed up. There isn't anybody. Reverse that horror movie. Oh, no. I hope she doesn't try to save him. He's not even running. Hey, buddy! Been looking for you. Yes. The little blob of a heart that I can see inside you. Getting thrown around like a child. Good. This is cathartic. Just gonna take it. Nope. Just gonna give it back. Oh my god. Those are wet sounds. Good. Good. It's really too bad we couldn't stop it. She left, right? Oh shit, no, she's still here. But is that true? Crazy. Does it have weird eyes? Does it turn into goop? Kona took the others in toward the pool. Oh shit, yep, she's alive! Till you win what, bitch? And walking, too. You've been healed. A miracle. Uh-oh. She still has command power. Oh, fuck, 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 fuck! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! What have you got, Tokyo? What's the power? That's the power. It's like the gem thing itself. Whoa, got her. You and I, what are we? You're Hiruko. Gulp. They get lost? If your map idea is right, you're just wandering into the nowhere. Aww. Hi, Burb. Hello, Blue Burb. You're nowhere, dude. Yeah. Uh-huh. But what if that's raw? Holy shit! Ow. Ow. He loves you. The little stick. It is him, isn't it? But I don't know if she's her. Oh. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Still his jacket. Are you sure? Maybe we could kill him just a little bit? Fucking dent in the concrete. Dude, do not leave him alive to do this to more people, man. A total loss of identity. Another confession? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. But she's not who's here. Because she's a different person. It's you. Your body and your mind. Yeah. Hmm. We kill man-eaters. How do you deal with that when your identity is as the protector? How do you receive kindness? Fuck, man. That's a vibe right there. Yeah, fuck that picture, dude. Yeah, fuck that picture. Fuck that guy. There's still another. Kill him. Kill him. Correct. Hiruko? Or did he just flee? Keys in the blood. And we were the ones who looked for him. Oh man, what's in the locked room? What's in the locked room? Uh, he cut parts off of her and attached to Hiruko. We're just gonna leave that as a mystery, huh? It's sort of similar to what was going on with the Usami girl. He was trying to learn from Usami. Oh, the psychological resilience is more than I have. Fuck. Yeah. Okay, we got a minute left to drop some bombshells if we want to. All the pieces of the picture. 25 seconds total. Speedboat. Oh. They all grouped back up. They found each other. Oh, and there's the memory that she had. So somehow they found each other again. And thus ends season 1 of Heavenly Delusion. Some ties tie together. Some things are still unknown. This didn't solve as much of the thing as I thought it did, but there are just enough little, like, not so subtle hints now that confirm things that we knew. That Shiro is Usami, being... It's still unclear to me whether the girl that he's trying to save is Mimihime. I think it makes sense that it would be. Was her name in the computer? No, it's Hoshio. Exploring out beyond the facility, the switch of the babies, and a last-minute decision of which one he believes to be which. But how that actually ties into who Maru is not quite clear. We're not sure if Maru is the one that went with Tokyo or the one that was kept, right? And Tokyo is becoming, maybe turning into a Hiroko in that moment? I don't know. The Noah Project, but it's not actually a name that they have. There's something about all these scenes of Maru deciding not to go and check yet, when we know how bad it is, and he has no reason to know, and he's going through it thinking about how it would go. And it's like, there's an element that's like you thinking about the girl that you wish you had asked out, but she's out on a date with some other guy, and you're like, man, they're gonna be like, shit. And there's an element that's just, you want to scream at Maru to go, man, go! You're needed! This is hard. But eventually he does. And they try to turn him away. But they make some lewd jokes a little bit. And he decides he's on his way. And we get sort of secret agent Maru going into a facility and beating up a bunch of guys. And that's badass and cool and fun. And then it turns to Robin himself, and it becomes quite cathartic as he beats the shit out of him. Since Haruki's a deep sleeper, and it sounds like it's Robin's voice, I think. Weird. I wonder... And this leads into this semi-dream sequence where Kiriko wonders if they're merging, becoming. That the memories might be lingering, that she could still be alive, that I could be turning into her, starting to sink, and the cloth becomes almost like a dress or a gown, floating in space. And Kiriko says, that would be great. But I wonder if it's becoming her or her being back that he's saying would be great. Or maybe Just a way to escape. Someone else would be here and not me. I'd love that. And then we're letterboxed, and there's a gunshot, right? But it's a shot through the heart from that facial expression. Bam. Freaked out. But this is still a mystery. Why did he freak out here? We don't have any knowledge to believe that he would. Like, why would he freak out quite like this? It's not clear. Later, when he's a monster, it would make sense for that to feel betrayal, but it's here when he freaks out, when he's scared. Stop. I don't want to think about anything. I just want to follow orders. It's too painful to exist. It's too painful to try to figure out how it happened or why. I just want to follow orders, just like Maru. But that's not what Maru does. Not really. So she screams out for Maru, cries out. He finds her, and he hardens. And realizes exactly what's happened. You. This scene in the hallway, running and running, cornered in by the slow forward walk, trying to escape into his secret room. And Maru just slowly walks forward. There are smears on his feet, which is really interesting. It's something that I noticed in it, as though he's walking really fast, but he's really just being very deliberate. So he tries to escape, tries to run. First, he tries to taunt him and mess with him. What an ass. Tries to sneak by him, and Maru demonstrates his physical power. No, no, no. Like throwing a kid around. Cathartic. And not enough. Like, no amount of pain that you can cause this person changes things, really. Because what happened still happened. Fuck, man, I hate it. Like, I don't hate the episode. I don't hate the content of it. I don't hate that this is happening, necessarily. It's like, it's story. It's fucking hard. But I hate it. I hate that things like that happen far too frequently in the real world. And in the real world, most of the time, there is no Maru to come up and save you, and there's no Maru to come after and beat the guy down. There's no justice, there's no help, there's nothing. And so I think that the only road I know for preventing behavior like this is inside the minds of the people who would otherwise lead down their lives to pursuing behavior like this, to doing this. And I don't know how you change that. I don't know how you imbue humans through their development process with a respect for other humans, a respect for life, respect for women and people, leads them to not raping and killing each other. It's a problem I would love to have solved. It's really scary. In this world where Hirukos are monsters, there are other real monsters too, and we've had that as a bit of a through line, but man, fuck. So we go and find Tokyo, tell her that that's her baby and that's what happened. Insane. I asked before if they like told her at all that they were taking a baby out of her. No, not at all. It's yours and Kona's. And she immediately bonds with it. Whoa. We need to show Kona. But then the director is here, and she wants the baby for her future, right? Ugh. Give the baby here. Whoa, director. Chill. And then she calls on Mina, and we've been fucking waiting since the moment we saw these things for them to turn into mecha battle bots. And here they go. Ah! They're awesome. They're really cool. Reaching. A bunch of scenes from behind. What are you good at? I still don't know, man. Her eyes light up, and from her bursts these bloody tendrils like we've seen from Hiruko before. They encompass the baby, and the baby grows them too? Or they grow up around the baby, maybe? We don't actually see any growing directly from the baby. They're growing up and over and around. The director jumps in and gets caught up in it as well. No, it's a much bigger room, right? Yeah, it's a parking garage. It's totally different. Okay, totally different. But up against the wall, and these two get totally lost, so it's unclear how they're going to reunite with the other two later. But in getting lost, they fall. We can get a repeat of this confession, but much more serious now. And as we go throughout it, his mannerisms are recognizable now. I really love you, and if it means I can save you, I don't care how many times I get cut to shreds. If that's what you want, if you'll let me. And that, like, stuttering when he's emotional. And the button. So she begs him to stop, and he does. And then we're out here. I don't know who I really am anymore. And that leads to Maru's confession. I might have been friends with Haruki. I don't know what I would have thought of Kiriko. But you, Kiruko, are a unique person, and you're the one I love. And for good reason, too. It's not just an infatuation. If you're ever in danger, I'll protect you. I'll make sure I always keep you safe. And she throws the rock and rushes up, tears in her eyes. What am I supposed to do if I'm the one getting protected? I relate to this. If your identity is wrapped around being the one who's stable and in charge and capable and the provider or the protector or the guard or whatever, what do you do when you're weak? When you need help, when you need somebody else to protect you? Sometimes you might not be able to accept that. I've had a lot of times in my life where I haven't been able to accept that. But I have this belief that giving to and helping other people is one of the great privileges and great joys of the world. And when I can frame it that way, I can remember that by being in need, sometimes you can be giving other people the opportunity to step up and be helpful to somebody else. If one of the best things for your heart is to be generous, then to give other people the opportunity to be generous can actually be quite a boon. And it doesn't have to be a taking. But here, it's an identity collapse. That's what it is all the way through, and that's something that happens from the trauma of stuff like assault. In the real world, you're one person, and you have, like agency over your body and control over certain stuff and ideas about who you are and how you'll act when the shit hits the fan. And then the shit hits the fan, and you're wired to see that that was like failure and destruction and terror and pain and loss of control. And the identity that you had for all the time up until that point is somebody else now. When Kiriko is sitting there and going, everything that I believed was a lie, I'm so weak. And part of that is like weak in part, I think it's implied because I didn't want Robin to be killed. Weak because I couldn't tell. Weak for all these reasons that you blame yourself and victims blame themselves. And then it makes it even harder to accept help. So I'm really glad that she's got somebody who loves her and cares about her and does want to protect her. It'll be fine. You'll always be my guard. I don't need this anymore. You're damn right. And we get a promise here. So he has fled, and he left his weird experiment behind. captured a woman, was torturing her, cutting off limbs and keeping her alive, chained to the wall over there, tied in and attached to what can only be a Hiruko. I wonder what he was trying to accomplish here. He went and learned from Usami, learned to pursue his own goals. I wonder what he actually wants. Like, what twisted machinations his mind has come up with that he thinks is going to be good. Or good for him. It wriggles. And then the ending song begins. Our characters give one glance to each other. And then head off into the beyond. No more hints. Except these guys heading off into their own beyond. I wonder if we're going to continue following their story in the future seasons. Or if we're done with that now that we know how they're kind of connected. I don't know. What was Robin trying to do? Where's Doc? Where are the rest of the children? What happened with Maru and the twin? What happened to Tokyo? What happened to Kona and the group of kids? They're all the younger ones, right? Which are a little spookier. They felt like they were more on the edge of becoming Hiruko, maybe. I don't know. This is a kind of a strange place to end because it's been emotionally difficult and the reveals happened a little bit like kind of before the episode because I sort of figured some of it out. And these episodes have been putting those pieces in place and following through with the story. So it's been kind of a strange ending. I like that it leads into this and the story will go on from here, sort of a vibe at the end. It's exciting. I think that the whole show has been deeply compelling. It's been one of the best that I've seen at withholding information and doling out little bits so that we stay fascinated, stay like hoping for a little bit more. It's been really really stellar and solid in conveyance and for the most part flow. There's one episode that jumps out as being very different from the rest, but I still really enjoyed that episode. I know that some people didn't. At being a mystery box, a question-generating machine, I have seen very few shows that are as good as this one. Konata no Astra, maybe, but this, I think, is a level beyond it. It's so interesting. The elements are so broad and big, and then so personal and detailed. I do think there are some elements that are a little strange. I think that sex and assault and bad sex stuff is handled kind of oddly throughout, whether it's the King of Hotels or the scenes that we just saw in the last two episodes, or when we meet the first group of bandit dudes and they're like gonna assault Kiruko, and then we're just sort of hanging out with them later. Somebody pointed that out in a comment a couple days ago, and I was like, yeah, that's a little weird. It's a little strange, but it's strange in a way that's kind of teen angsty, and so I'm able to sort of put it aside and take it in with the flow of the show. It also ties in because there is lots of sexual exploration among these people. It's the kids inside the facility are figuring stuff out in strange ways themselves, and then on the outside, you've got Kiruko trying to figure out the body swap situation, and where we go from there. So it makes sense that it's woven in. There are some elements of it that I think could have been handled with a little bit more smoothness. Um, the facility and the mystery and the sort of spiritual stuff and the weirdness of the monsters. Can we just say that the monsters are so incredibly weird? I've never seen any kind of monster anything like these. I still don't understand how they work. Maybe there's enough information to fully understand how they work. It seems like a person becomes a Hiruko. It's the blackening disease that does it eventually. You can stop it by cutting off body parts. And then they become a Hiroko, and it's just over, man. It's fucked. I think the general production has been great and interesting and and unique feeling. The tone and flow and strange, there's psychological horror going on in the background. Is this a Twilight Zone episode vibes? I think those vibes are immaculate, and they're the strongest thing in the show, and they carry it. It's almost an ensemble cast with the exception of our two mains. So it's not like it's just a character that pulls me through or anything. It's the ability of the show to create interesting, mysterious, ominous, psych horror in the background, wonder at the strange, dilapidated, broken down world that we're investigating. It's got exploration and discovery, mysteries to unpack, and it's all wrapped up in a filmmaking and storytelling trick that I talked about at the beginning, putting two things on opposite sides of the wall, implying that they're happening both simultaneously and in the same location, and then reveal later that they're not. That's the piece that's like the missing answer, missing key, where in all the previous episodes, even if everything made sense, there was something, some umbrella that linked it all together, that without it, it didn't make sense. It was missing something. And once that piece is in play, it all sort of clicks. But for the experience of those 11 episodes of not recognizing that all at all and not realizing that it was time that was connecting things, there's this pervasive sense that the show is smarter than me. That this damn show is smarter than me, and it's messing with me. It's playing with my expectations, and I don't understand what exactly is going on, but I know that there's a plan. And that feeling of being in the thrall of a great storyteller telling a great story and not being able to know where it's going to go, not being able to understand exactly what underpins it, but having faith that it is in fact coherent, that's the coolest part of Heavenly Delusion to me. And I think it is an impressive project because it manages to fulfill that. I think that's my take on the show, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. I will say that I know what I'm going to be watching next, but you're going to have to wait a week to find out exactly what it's going to be. Next Wednesday, we will begin a new show. I already know exactly what it's going to be. I look forward to it, and I hope you do too. Thanks so much for coming along on this crazy journey through Heavenly Delusion with me. This is a strange show, and it's cool, right up my alley in terms of what I like, but strange because it was kind of flew under a lot of people's radar. It got kind of streaming platform content locked, and so a lot of people haven't seen it. But it seems like those who have are heralding it as a pretty good piece of anime, and I have to agree. I would definitely be hesitant to recommend it to some people because of the content. It definitely comes with a content warning. It is gross and it is horrifying, and there's some real serious human on human bad juju violence stuff. Uh but what a fascinating scene. What a fascinating idea. Here we have this idealistic facility turning kids into carrot babies and it seems, working on genetically engineering plants for the future. And along with it, genetically engineering people for the future. But how do you get them to become Hiroko goo? Is that just genes, or is that alien stuff? Is there a meteor? Well, how do we get a flock of birds flying through the sky? How does all this happen? I don't know. We'll have to wait until they pump out another season of Heavenly Delusion, if they do. I hope they do. I hope that this story follows through to its conclusion. I think it deserves it. I think just the sheer production quality alone carries it, and then it's got a really interesting story to back that up. So I hope there's more. If there is, we'll check it out when it comes out, maybe after a little bit. Sometimes it takes me a long time to get to season 2s or season 3s, but for now, I'm happy to put this to rest. Thank you so much for watching Heavenly Delusion with me. You can support the channel and content like this, ad-free, independently produced YouTube reactions and analysis of anime and talking about art and how much I love it and stuff. You can support that and keep me alive via the Patreon. It's much appreciated. and I'll see you next week for something new. Much love. Peace.